I want to say something clearly. Working harder will not make you wealthy. Using more AI tools will not make you wealthy. Even building a bigger team will not automatically make you wealthy. What builds real wealth are the laws, principles that govern how money moves, how it compounds, and how it multiplies. And here is the uncomfortable truth: most people, including most founders, are breaking these laws every single week without even realizing it. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the money laws that changed how I operate as an entrepreneur and investor, laws I wish someone had handed me far earlier, and I will show you exactly how AI fits into each one, because AI without money intelligence just makes you faster in the wrong things. Quick context before we go through the laws. I'm an entrepreneur and investor. I have built businesses across multiple sectors. I've spoken at stages about what it actually takes to build wealth, not the version that looks good in highlight reel, the version that holds up over the time. And as an author, I think deeply about what separates the people who look successful from the people who actually are. These laws are the answer I keep coming back to. One more thing before we start. Notice which laws feel uncomfortable as I walk through them. That discomfort is data. It almost always points to exactly where your biggest opportunity is hiding. 7 laws mapped across build, amplify, and elevate, because real wealth is not one dimensional and neither is the framework you need to build it. The build laws are about how you create and capture value. Get this wrong, and no amount of visibility or community will fix it. Law 1: Value before volume. Money flows to the value, not to the busyness. Most founders, including me at earlier stages, confuses activity with progress. More calls, more tasks, more output, more hustle. But the real question is never how much you're doing. It is how important is the problem you're solving. The more painful the problem, the more urgent, the more expensive, the more money is available to you for solving it. Here is the AI play inside this law. Use AI to research your market more deeply than you ever could manually. What are your clients losing sleep over right now? What have they already tried and failed at? What would they pay almost anything to fix? Feed that research into your offer. Redesign your business around that answer. Value before volume, always. Law 2: Price signals commitment. This is the law that makes most people the most uncomfortable. And that is exactly why it is so important. Your price is not just a number, your price is a signal. It signals how you see your own value. It signals the caliber of client you're willing to attract. It signals whether people show up ready to do the work or ready to waste your time. When I raised my prices, the quality of every conversation changed. Not because the clients were different people, because the price filtered the ones who were serious. Underpricing does not make you accessible, it makes you exhausted. And here is the AI play. AI can model your pricing scenarios in minutes, run competitor analysis, build value ladders, structure your offers, but the decisions to price yourself at your actual value, that requires a belief shift that only you can make. Your price is a filter. Set it at the level of the client you actually want. Law 3: Leverage over labor. This is the law that separates a job from a business. If your income grows only by adding more hours, you have a job. An expensive, stressful, self run job with no exit. Real wealth comes from leverage, and leverage comes in 4 forms. People leverage: a team that extends your capacity beyond you. Systems leverage: processes that runs without your presence. Media leverage: content that earns attention and trust while you sleep. Capital leverage: money working alongside you, not instead of you. Here is the AI play, and this is the big one. AI is now the most accessible form of system leverage in history. It does not sleep, it does not have a bad day, it does not need managing. But, and this is the law part, AI can only replace labor, it cannot replace judgment. So the goal is clear: use AI to handle the labor, reserve yourself for the judgment. That is leverage in practice, and that is how the law compounds. The Amplify laws govern how attention and authority compound into wealth. Most founders ignore this until it is too late. Then they wonder why they are still chasing every client while the person with a smaller business but a bigger platform is turning work away. Law 4: Attention is a compounding asset. Attention is not a vanity metric. Attention is an asset that appreciates or depreciates over time. Every video you post, every article you write, every stage you stand on, each one adds to an attention balance that pays interest indefinitely. A video I post today may bring me a client in 14 months. A talk I give this quarter may lead to an investment conversation next year. That is compounding. And here is what makes this specially a money low. Founders with attention command premium prices. They do not negotiate down, they do not chase clients, they attract them with authority already established before the first conversations begins. The AI play here. AI handles the production, the repurposing, the scheduling, the distribution. Your job is to show up and create something real. Do that consistently for 12 months, and your attention asset will be paying dividends you did not plan for and cannot fully predict. Attention is the asset most founders forget to build until they desperately needs it. Law 5, positioning determines your price ceiling. This is the law that most founders hit without knowing it exists. You're growing, business is okay, revenue is coming in, but something feels stuck, like there's a ceiling above you. That ceiling is almost always a positioning problem. If you are positioned as a service provider, there is a ceiling. The market has a number in mind for what a service provider charges, and it is rarely what you deserve. But if you're positioned as an authority, a thought leader, an author, a speaker, an investor, the ceiling disappears. Because authorities do not compete on price, they set the price. The AI play in this? AI can analyze your market positioning in minutes, shows you the gaps, shows you the angles, show you exactly how your competitor are positioned and where the white space is. But the decision of where you choose to stand, that is strategic call that requires your judgment. And it is one of the highest leverage decisions you would ever make. Position yourself correctly once and your price ceiling becomes a price floor. The elevate laws are the ones most people never talk about because they require you to think beyond yourself, beyond this quarter, beyond your own revenue targets. But they are also the laws that multiply everything else. Law 6, rooms determine revenue. Your income over the long run tends to follow the quality of rooms you consistently sit in, not the quality of your effort, not the quality of your intentions. The quality of your rooms, the people you learn from, the conversations you are inside, the standards you are surrounded by every single week. I've seen this in my own journey as an entrepreneur and investor. Every significant leap, every material shift in how I thought and what I built was preceded by entering a room where the standard was higher than my own. The AI play here. AI can help you identify the communities, the events, the thought leaders, the networks in any niche in minutes. It can research who the real players are. It can prep you for every conversation before you walk in the door. But it cannot put you in the room. That requires you to make the move. Invest in the conference, apply for the mastermind, send the direct message, audit your rooms this week. Ask honestly, is the standard in my rooms high enough to pull me forward? Or am I the most ambitious person in every conversation I'm part of? If you're always the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Find the rooms where you have to earn your seat. That investment will return more than almost any other you will ever make. Law 7, wealth multiplies when you elevate others. This is the law that took me longest to truly understand, and the one I now believe in most completely. Real wealth, the kind that compounds over decades, not just quarters, it's not hoarded, it is circulated. The mentor who gives their time generously, the investor who gives their insight alongside their capital, the founder who builds a community and actively lifts the people inside it. They do not just feel good about this, they benefit from it materially, measurably, over time. Because when you elevate others, your network deepens in ways you cannot engineer directly. Your reputation compounds in rooms you have never ever entered yet. Your deal flow improves. The quality of opportunities that arrive begins to reflect the quality of what you have consistently given. This is not charity. This is the highest leverage investment strategy I've ever encountered. And AI makes it more scalable than at any point in history. You can mentor at scale through content. You can give insights through frameworks that live forever online. You can lift communities through platforms that AI helps you run consistently. The old model, protect your knowledge, guard your advantage. The new model, share generously, compound your reputation. The founder who truly understands this law will build wealth that outlasts them, and they will enjoy the journey far more than the ones who are building alone. I want to be honest with you for a moment. There was a period in my entrepreneurial journey where I was breaking almost every single one of these laws. And I had absolutely no idea. I was working harder than I ever had. I was adding more, doing more, saying yes to more, filling every hour. And I remember sitting down one evening, looking at what I had actually built, and realizing something that stopped me completely. The business was busy, but it was not compounding. Revenue was inconsistent. The client were not right. The rooms I was spending time in were not pulling me forward. And the real reason was not effort. I had effort in abundance. The reason was that I did not understand these laws yet. The moment I started applying them, pricing with real conviction, building leverage instead of adding hours, investing in my positioning, choosing my rooms with deliberate intention, everything started to move differently. Not overnight, but directionally. And that direction is what matters. Not just a better month, not just a good quarter, a fundamentally different trajectory. That is what these laws do when you understand them and when you live them consistently. Here is how these 7 laws map to Bay. Build laws, they value before volume, price signals commitment, leverage over labor. These are your foundations. Without these, your building won't stand. Amplify laws, attention as a compounding asset, positioning as your price ceiling. These are your multipliers. They take what you have built and make it visible, trusted, and premium. Elevate laws, rooms determine revenue, wealth multiplies when you elevate others. These are your compounders. They determine the quality and the longevity of everything you build. Now, here's your action for this week. Not a strategy session, not a plan, one action. Go through these 7 laws, be honest with yourself, identify the two that felt most uncomfortable, most true but painful. Write them down right now. Pause the video if you need to, then write one concrete action beside each one. Maybe it is raising your prices on the next proposal you sent. Maybe it is mapping your first AI ready workflow this week. Maybe it is applying for the community or mastermind you have been thinking about for 3 months. Maybe it's finally recording that first video that becomes your attention asset. One action per law this week, not next month, not when things settle down. This week. That is how the laws start working for you instead of against you. 7 laws, 3 buckets: build, amplify, elevate. If you understand these laws and if you live them, AI becomes the most powerful wealth builder tool you have ever had access to. Because AI will execute these laws at a speed and scale you could never do manually. It will research your market, run your systems, repurpose your content, manage your community, but the laws have to come first. The intelligence has to come first. The conviction has to come first. Then AI runs it. That is the order. And that order is what changes everything. I am Ritesh Watts, author, entrepreneur, investor, and speaker. My work is built around one idea: real strategies for ambitious people to build businesses, create wealth, and live a life worth talking about. If even one of these laws shifted something for you, subscribe. Because this is the conversation I have every single week on this channel. Real frameworks, real thinking, no noise. And if you're ready to go faster, and if you want to map your own base system, identify which laws you're breaking, and build the foundation that AI can actually run, the link to book strategy call is right below. I look forward to being in the room with you. See you in the next one.